Hello my lovelies and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Mahsa and I'm the maker, owner, creator, everything behind Moonchild by Mahsa, which is a small polymer clay business here in the northeast of England. And today we are making prototypes for my new product drop. So if you've seen my last few videos, you'll know that I just came out of, or am trying to come out of, some pretty severe burnout and trying to find my creativity again. And I've also started a fun project slash experiment where I'm going to see if I can use productivity methods that are usually applied to big corporate businesses and see if I can use them to grow my tiny little business. So that means that we are well and truly in the swing of things and we are trying to grow this business. I'm gonna do my first product drop of this year and it's gonna have a theme, and I did a poll over on Instagram and I also did a post over here on YouTube and the people voted and they voted for Fantasy Cottagecore to be the theme. I'm secretly over the moon because this is what I wanted. I wanted to do Fantasy Cottagecore and I'm just so stinking excited to do Fantasy Cottagecore. So let's get into this. I think this is going to be over a couple of days is my plan at the minute, because somehow I've left it super late to start this. It is 10 to 6 at night. Why have I done this to myself? I want to at least get one or two things done tonight and then do the rest on a different day, but I'm so excited to get started. I have a list and I also have very rough sketches and a very rough concept. So this might be absolutely crazy. We'll see how this is all gonna work out. So in case you are new around here and you have no idea the things that I make, I do a lot of whimsical and cute and bookish items, but the thing that I'm most known for are my moonlings, which are little creatures sent by the moon to keep an eye on you when you're feeling nervous or anxious or just need a little friend. They come in desk friend versions and I also have them as key rings and they are so stinking cute. I will show you some. This is my little mossy mushroom guy. This was actually the very first prototype that I made of this design, and obviously I like to keep the prototypes because I just love them and I need one of every one that I make. So this little guy obviously has like little boulders on his head and he's got little mushrooms. I don't actually think I have the original moonling on hand to show you, but the original moonling, I'll pop a picture on the screen, doesn't have anything on it. It's just the teeny tiny cute original little moonling. But then I thought, if they're down here, if they're trying to blend in with the humans and like keep them company, then they're gonna start experimenting with accessories, and that's how we ended up with the one with moss and boulders and mushroom on its head. Last spring we had this cute flower crown. Like, look at that, how stinking cute. And they all also have very different facial expressions, so when you do go on the website you can select the exact moonling that you want to be sent to you, which I adore. This was one of the very first ones that I made, so this one looks a little bit different. This was when I launched in fall of 2023, I want to say. Gosh, I think I started doing them in autumn 2023, and it's holding a teeny tiny little pumpkin. And then one of my favorites is this mushroom guy. Look at him, he is so cute. I think I might do a restock of the mushroom guys for this drop, but that's besides the point. I showed you all of that so that I could explain that when I'm doing these themed drops, I think my plan is to do either one or two moonlings that are specific to that product drop. So for this one, the theme is Fantasy Cottagecore. And I just thought to myself, do you know what would be so cute? Is that if I make a bigger version of the moonlings and I make it a fairy, and then I can use the sound where it's like, she was a fairy. You know what I mean. I've come up with a whole concept of loads of different types of fairies and I'm so excited. So I think that's going to be the first thing that I do. And then I've got a whole bunch of other ideas that I've got on the iPad. And I'm also wanting to experiment with new product types that I don't currently have on the website. So yeah, I'm just yapping. I'm so excited, but I'm gonna stop talking now. And we are going to start sculpting. This might be rough to begin with because A, I'm making prototypes that I've never made before, and B, I haven't really sculpted moonlings or anything for my business since like November of last year, which is not good. So I have my little rough diagram. I can't draw. This has already been well established. This is this is what we're working with. So stick around and we'll see what happens.
I wanted to escape for a while. Thought that a couple of drinks could ease my mind. I've been thinking of you for 2 weeks straight. I know that I need to get myself back in the game. Someone said your name had a turnaround.
I always forget how long conditioning clay actually takes, and I swear that's like the main thing that you need to get right when you're working with clay, because it's when I first started doing clay and I made a whole batch of moonlings for a massive market I had coming up, and I obviously didn't condition the clay enough. And so many of them ended up cracking. So now I make sure to condition my clay really well. Pro tip, just condition the actual living life out of your clay. But I'm over here, I'm adding like a little piece at a time just because I'm using a foil center for this, because I don't want it to be massively heavy. And also when you have a massive chunk of solid clay, that's when it can really crack, because like the outside's a different temperature to the inside, it's a whole thing. So I'm doing a foil center because it means people won't have to pay loads, because if this whole thing had to be made from solid clay, it would cost a lot more. I'm adding it piece by piece so that no air gets trapped, because again, that causes cracks. And yeah, that's what I'm currently doing. It's going to be bigger than the normal moonlings, but I don't think I'm going to make it huge. So that's where we're currently at. I also forgot to mention another huge part of this is that I tend to buy a lot of things because I have a lot of ideas, and then those ideas don't always translate to me actually making the things that I was excited about. In one of my previous videos when I was talking about burnout and trying to sculpt something cute for Persian New Year, I realized that I have so much clay, like an obscene amount of clay. If I can, I'll pop the little clip here. And I have so much clay. So one of the main challenges for this drop and like the prototyping process in particular is that I want to try and make as much as I can without having to purchase anything. So we'll see how this goes, because I do like to buy stuff. I like to buy supplies. I think part of my hobby is just buying clay and buying supplies that I don't end up using, which is not great. So yeah, I'm gonna add this, I'm gonna make it look all moonlingy, and then I will come back and check in.
Suddenly you're there standing in the crowd. Everything comes back in the blink of an eye. It's like you're mine, you're still mine. They skip the small talk, cause you know me better than I know myself. Oh, mine's been a while now since I saw you, but it feels like yesterday somehow. Time has stopped, nothing's changed, we're the same. And we skip the small talk, cause you know me, yeah, you know me like nobody else.
In the spirit of not buying things that I don't need entirely, so the eyes that I use for the normal moonlings, these guys are right here, they are quite expensive, and I wanted to have the fairies, each individual fairy, so the one for the Fantasy Cottagecore drop is going to be a night fairy, and I'm so excited. I think I'll also do like spring, autumn, summer, that sort of vibe, and it's just gonna be the cutest fucking thing. So I think I want the eyes to be different, and I mean, I know I want the eyes to be different, but I didn't want to spend loads of money on the eyes because that's just gonna bump the price up so much. So instead, I had some glass eyes lying around, and I know that this is how like a lot of people do the eyes for their figures. So I just bought some nail polish, literally just popped into a shop and grabbed some nail polish, and I've experimented. So we have two options for the eyes, and bearing in mind this is going to be a night fairy, don't know which I like because my aim was to go like starry sky kind of vibe, and I've just shoved them in like a scrap moonling almost, just to see what they're gonna look like. So I wanted it to look like a starry night almost, and I thought I was gonna have one preference, and now that it's on, I'm like, ooh, I kind of think I like the other one. So I'll show you the options first. So this is option one. So I don't know how well you can see. So it's got like a sparkle on the inside. So that's option one. And then we have this, which I'm hoping you can see properly. And I don't know which I like more. Maybe I'll do one of each. This is why my business can't get off the ground, because I do crazy things like make multiples of things because I can't make a decision. So I think what I'm gonna do is just this with like a little bit of mica powder. I don't like that the backs of them look like that. So obviously like the front of them looks super cute, but that's what the back's gonna look like. And when the moonling's there, like it's gonna be stuck on like this, and that's what people are gonna see. Maybe I'll just do like a little bit of mica powder. I don't know. Hi, so I had no intention of filming anything today because I was just gonna do work when it was my days off, which was yesterday and not today because I've just come back from work. But I stayed up last night to finish the moonling and then baked it this morning before work, and I'm so... You're not ready for how cute our night fairies turned out. Like, I'm sorry. What? Look at her. Oh, look at her little wings. That's the back of the wings. Honestly, I'm not entirely sure if I like this bit on the back, just because it looks a little bit funny. So maybe it needs like some mica powder on the back, but that's what it looks like. I don't think it looks bad, to be quite honest with you. Like, I think that looks fine because no one's gonna look at the back. But for our purposes, I think it's gonna be fine, but I might do something else with it. It is just a prototype after all. Because it's a nighttime fairy, obviously it's got like, the eyes almost look like a little galaxy full of stars. We gave it a little star wand because, again, night fairy. Look at the wings, look at the mica shining on the tips. Stop it. Stop it right now. It is so cute. I'm I literally can't contain my excitement. And the thing is, it'll look even better when it's all glazed, and I'm gonna glaze the entire thing. So it's just gonna look so crisp and clean and finished. Oh, I'm just so excited. I'm in love with it. I'm absolutely obsessed. So obsessed, I've already posted it on my stories over on the Moonchild by Mahsa Instagram. If you want to stay up to date with the things that I do, you'll always see them over there before you see them anywhere else. So go and follow us on Instagram, because that's where you'll get all the info. And it's where I'll also have future themes, and you can vote on the theme that the drops are going to be, which I'm so excited about. And it's sturdy, which I'm very, like, I'm literally holding it by the wings. Would not recommend you do that. I don't think I'll be doing any sculpting tonight, but if I do, I'll film it, and if not, I will see you in 2 days time when I have a day off and I can get back to prototyping. Hello, it is now Friday, which means that I'm off work for the day and it's prototyping time. So as well as prototyping, I am also testing out a different glaze than what I usually use. For a lot of my stuff, I was trying to like use resin, and I think I was only doing that because it's such like an industry standard almost, when I hate resin. I hate working with resin. It never looks right for me. I hate having to put a mask on and like having to worry about my health or anything like that. Resin is not my vibe. So the first 2 coats have gone on our little guy. The moonling's still wet, which is why I'm just not touching it. But we've got our shiny wings, and I'm glazing the actual moonling itself, which I rarely do. But yeah, and like, listen. Like, that sounds like what it would sound like with resin, and we've still got 2 more coats to go. Yes, it's more time consuming, but honestly I'd rather do this than have to mask up, have to deal with UV resin and all of that. Next thing we are working on is going to be bookmarks, which I'm so stinking excited about because we're going to be making paperclip bookmarks. So when I first started playing around with polymer clay, even like before we started doing the moonlings and things like that, the first things that I made were the bookmarks. And this is fun because I get to show you like the very first thing that I literally ever made with polymer clay, and it's a bit gross now, but this is what it looked like, the thing that I made. So this guy right here, look at him, he's so cute. And I got these massive, almost like industrial paper clips, and I just don't like the feel of them. I don't like they weren't great for the paper. They've got really sharp edges on the inside, so I just wasn't vibing with it at all. And then this is the one that I made after that. It's on the same type of paper clip, and look at it. Oh, I love this guy so much. But I think what we're going to do is do smaller ones, and I've got these paper clips here, and I think they're a good size. So I just maybe like something that big. I'm not sure. But yeah, that's the plan. So let me get a few bits and bobs out. Let me see what clay I've got to work with, because we are trying not to buy clay, and then I'll come back.
Nothing's changed. We're the same, and we skip the small talk. You know me, yeah, you know me.
Okay, so we have 2 sort of prototypes for the bookmarks. We have this guy, and we've got this guy. So I think this one, the smaller one, is the better size. This one's just way too big, so I think this little one is the better size. What I need to figure out now, I think I am just going to make them all out of this colour clay and then paint the tops, or do it with chalk pastels. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. I am going to bake these just to test them out in like actual books to see what they are like. So what I think I'm going to do is do one of them with chalk pastels, paint the other one, and then compare and contrast. I think that's going to be the best way to do it. I'm just going to get these cleaned up, see what's next on my list, and then probably make that, because I don't want to just turn the oven on and put these in for the sake of these 2. That's ridiculous. But I am going to get them cleaned up, and I also need to make some sort of contraption where I can stick these in for them to bake, because I don't want them lying down when they bake, because obviously like they'll get like little dents in and it's just not going to be great. So that's the plan. We'll check back in a bit.
Nobody else get the small talk.
So I've just made a little moonling, and for this collection I wanted to have 2 moonlings, but I was thinking, we've got fairies, why not do like a fairy circle one as like a twist on like the flower crown? So the little moonling is gonna have like a fairy circle crown on top of its head, so it's gonna be like mossy with like little rocks and like mushrooms, and it's gonna be super cute. I've just fished out literally all the scrap bits of green that I had, and I've managed to separate them out in the little shades. I think we've got like 4 or 5 shades to work with, and I just think that's gonna be like so stinking cute. So I'm gonna give this a go. Don't know how it's gonna go, but hopefully it'll turn out really cute. So I think my system for baking these was to stick them in scrap bits of clay, but that hasn't worked out super well because I think they were way too heavy, and they have, oh god. So the other ones fell over, and these ones, the clay's like baked across them, so I can't get them out. So I need to do a bit of surgery on them just to see if I can get them out. So these are obviously going to be prototypes, so it's a little bit, that bit's a little bit all jaggedy and not ideal, but that's our little red guy. That's with the chalk pastels, and this is the one that I'm gonna paint just to see which comes out better. However, I did also make 3 others because these are the colours that I think I'm actually going to have, and I'm so excited to show you them. Look. So I want to have like a little pack of 3, and you got a little yellow, little pink, and a little blue one, and then obviously I'm going to paint the white spots on top of them, and they're so cute. I'm actually a little bit obsessed with these ones, so I think that's what's going to happen, but I am going to still try out the red on this just to see how it turns out. I also baked the tiniest, I don't even know how to show you, wait, the tiniest little mushrooms. Look at them. Oh my goodness, they're so cute. And then this is the teeny tiniest one. Oh, it is so cute. It's so tiny. This might be like the tiniest little thing I've ever made. So they are going to, I've wanted to bake them because it's going to make handling them so much easier, and they are going to go into our little fairy circle one. So I've done the moss and I've done like a bunch of different colours, and then I'm going to put mushrooms around and maybe some patches of like little colour to make it seem more floral, if you know what I mean. So that's the plan. I am going to get on with this, and then I will be wrapping this video up soon-ish once I've done everything and we can have a look at how everything's turned out.
How many smiles does it take to be happy? How many times do you have to feel lonely before you get the chance to meet someone, before you get to meet someone like you? How many songs can you write about heartbreak? How to go on when you're fed up with mistakes? Maybe I just found the answers. Maybe I just found the answers in you. Come give me all your love. I want you to know we can make it together. Let the wind blow. All we need is each other. Come take my hand. You're all that I have now. I won't let.
So that is everything that I made, all the prototypes that I made, and I think some of them will be getting tweaked and some of them will not be getting tweaked. The one that's definitely getting no tweaks because it is stunning, perfect and adorable. It's our little fairy circle flower crown kind of one, and it's got little chestnut mushrooms growing out of it, and then I've got little toadstool mushrooms just poking out with the little details. Got little flowers growing out of the moss, and I just think it's so precious. It's so cute. And this one, no notes, 10 out of 10, perfect. The other things that will be getting a little bit tweaked is this guy right here, our little fairy. I think I'm gonna add a little bit of like swirly detail to this bit just because I'm not happy with it. It's not the same vibe that I want it to have, and I just don't like that the back of it looks like this, and I want it all to be really cute and really perfect. And I also think instead of the silver mica, I'm just going to use maybe like a little bit of gold and maybe go for a lighter colour of wings as well. So that's what that's going to be looking like hopefully in the future. And these ones, I'm really torn just because when you glaze them, they came out so cute. Like, don't get me wrong, they are so stinking cute. However, I literally can't hold them all together at the same time apparently, but these guys, when you've got the white and then the chalk pastels, when you go to glaze them, it sort of transfers a little bit, like the pink and the white have sort of like meshed together a little bit, and the white isn't as white and crisp as I would like it to be. So I don't know, like particularly, I'll see if you can see on there. Can you see that, like that one right there? That's like super pink and it's supposed to be the white. So what I think I might do is try making them with the colour instead of the chalk pastel. So do coloured clay instead of the chalk pastels, and then they can all be uniform and it just cuts out one more step from the process. I'm making a lot of banging noises. I'm just going to put them all down. So that's where we're at. I don't have a lot of time. So the Fantasy Cottagecore shop update is going to be on Saturday the 24th of May, 10 a.m. I believe I've put it down as 10 a.m. UK time, and that's not very long at all. It is currently the 15th, and I also have a market the day after the shop update. So we're going to be super busy. I'm going to be sculpting loads, so there'll be a bunch of studio vlogs coming your way. So make sure you hit the subscribe button to follow along and see what else I make, and it would really help me out in getting this channel monetized. If you enjoyed this little video, drop me a little mushroom emoji in the comments, and make sure you hit the like button, and I will see you very soon for another video. Bye!